Today we are learn about the next subtopic. Name of the topic is pollination. What is meant by pollination? Pollination is a transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of a same or different flower is called as pollination. Basically, there are two types of pollination. One is self pollination, second is cross pollination. First, we can see about the self pollination. Transfer of a pollen grains from anther to the stigma of same flower or different flower present on same plant means same genetic makeup is called as self pollination. Now, next one, types of self pollination. So there are mainly two types of self pollination. One is called as autogamy and second is called as geitonogamy. So now, what is the meaning of autogamy? Autogamy means the transfer of a pollen grains from anther to the stigma of a same flower is called as autogamy. It means that here the pollen grains are transferring from anther to the stigma of the same flower. For example, here pea plant is a good example of autogamy. Now second type is geitonogamy. Geitonogamy means transfer of pollen grain from anther to the stigma of another flower present on same plant called as a geitonogamy. And now good example is cucurbita. So now next one, advantage of self pollination. Advantage, another term of advantage means benefits of self pollination. फायदे काय असतात self pollination चे? So now the first benefit here, self pollination is a sure method of pollination. Second benefit is no external agent is required. Third benefit is it is a economical method because production of attractive color, fragrance and nectar, म्हणजे फ्लावर मध्ये मकरंद म्हणतो आपण किंवा त्या फुलाला कलर, रंग किंवा त्याला वास म्हणतो आपण, यामुळे बऱ्याचशा वेळेस परागसिंचन क्रियेसाठी मदत होत असते. इन नेक्स्ट ॲडव्हान्टेज, नो वेस्टेज ऑफ पोलन ग्रेन, कुठलंही परागकण हे वाया जात नाही. देन अनदर ॲडव्हान्टेज, इम्प्रूव्ड व्हरायटीज ऑफ प्लांट्स कॅन बी propagated while processing their desired character. 6 advantage is genetic makeup means stability is maintained in this progeny. And now last one, pure line plant can be produced. Now another aspect in the self pollination means disadvantage of self pollination. Disadvantage means harmful effect, म्हणजे तोटे म्हणतो आपण त्याला. Now first disadvantage in self pollination, so there is no change in character, so improved variety like hybrid are not produced. Second disadvantage of self pollination is undesired character can neither be eliminated nor डिझायरेबल कॅरेक्टर कॅन बी इंट्रोड्यूस, म्हणजे नको असलेले कॅरेक्टर आत येऊ शकत नाही आणि बाहेर पण आपण चांगले कॅरेक्टर बाहेरून आत घेऊ शकत नाही. थर्ड डिसएडवांटेज इज कंटिन्युअस सेल्फ पॉलिनेशन प्रोड्यूस्ड वीकर व्हरायटी अँड ससेप्टिबल टू द वेरियस टाइप्स ऑफ डिसीजेस. Then fourth disadvantage is less number of seeds are produced. Fifth one, the viability and adaptability is less. And now last disadvantage of self pollination is it does not favor variation and evolution process. So these are the various disadvantages of self pollination. Another type of pollination is called as a cross pollination. So what is the meaning of cross pollination? Transfer of a pollen grain from anther of a flower to the stigma of another flower produced on different plant having different genetic makeup is called as a cross pollination. So there are mainly two types of cross pollination. First type is genogamy, second type is hybridization. And now the example of genogamy is generally papaya, and example of hybridization, if you see, so there is cross between two varieties of rice, cross between two varieties of cotton. So now first we can see about the genogamy. What is the meaning of genogamy? Transfer of pollen grains from anther of a flower to the stigma of another flower present on different plant belonging to same species. दोन प्लांट आहेत एकाच प्रकारच्या स्पेसीज असतील आहे की नाही, त्याच्यातनं एका प्लॅन्टच्या याच्या अँथरवरनं परागकण निघतील आणि दुसऱ्या प्लॅन्टच्या त्याच जातीच्या प्लॅन्टच्या याच्यावरती कुक्षीवर जाऊन पडतील, त्याला म्हणायचं झेनोगॅमी. आणि एक्झाम्पल आहे त्याचं पुन्हा सांगतो, पपया. नाउ अनदर टाइप ऑफ क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन इज कॉल्ड एज ए hybridization. Transfer of a pollen grain from anther of a flower produced on different plant belonging to different varieties or species called as hybridization. या ठिकाणी दोन वेगळ्या प्रकारच्या जातीमध्ये, म्हणजे समजा या ठिकाणी टू व्हरायटीज वापरायचे, दोन राईसच्या वेगळ्या जाती आहेत, एका जातीच्या अँथरमधनं परागकण दुसऱ्या जातीच्या आहे की नाही कुक्षीवर गेल्यानंतर होणारं जी की प्रक्रिया तिला म्हणायचं हायब्रिडायझेशन. सिमिलरली अबाउट द कॉटन. सो हियर example is given already. So now see another aspect, advantage means benefit of cross pollination. So first advantage is cross pollination involves genetic recombination and bring about variation. So this is a very good advantage of cross pollination. हे सर्वात महत्त्वाचं आहे की याच्यामध्ये व्हेरिएशन पण दिसणार आहे आणि जेनेटिक मेकअप पण आणि इव्होल्युशनरी याच्यासाठी त्याची मदत पण होणार आहे. सेकंड ॲडव्हान्टेज इज अनडिझायरेबल कॅरेक्टर कॅन बी इलिमिनेटेड. म्हणजे नको असलेले कॅरेक्टर आपण क्रॉस पॉलिनेशनच्या माध्यमातून काय करू शकतो, आपण रिमूव्ह करू शकतो. थर्ड ॲडव्हान्टेज इज द डिझायरेबल कॅरेक्टर कॅन बी इंट्रोड्यूस. आपल्याला हवे असलेले कॅरेक्टर सुद्धा आपण we can introduce by cross pollination. Fourth advantage is improved variety can be produced by hybridization methods. Sixth one is the individuals offsprings are strong disease resistant, better adapted to various climatic variation. Means the species produced by cross pollination, they are more susceptible for various diseases. And now last advantage is the plant shows more vigor and viability, favor the process of evolution. So now these are the some advantages of cross pollination. Now similarly another aspect of cross pollination is disadvantage, means harmful effect of cross pollination. Now the first disadvantage is the plant has to depends upon external pollinating agents for pollination. ते पहिलंच आहे डिसएडव्हान्टेज. विदाउट एक्सटर्नल एजंट, बाहेरच्या एजंट शिवाय क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन होत नाही. हा एक पहिला डिसएडव्हान्टेज आपल्याला सांगता येईल. नाव सेकंड इज द pollen grain can be wastage. So during the cross pollination, many pollen grains are wastage. So now this is the second disadvantage. Third one is it is not economical method. See, if you observe in self-pollination is sure method, economically also good, but as far as cross-pollination, ही जी मेथड आहे तर प्रोसेस तर ती मात्र कशी आहे, इकॉनॉमिकली आपल्याला शुअर नाही आहे ती, बिकॉज इनफ अमाउंट ऑफ पोलन ग्रेन्स आर वेस्टेज. Then another disadvantage is during genetic recombination, same desirable character may be eliminated. या ठिकाणी डिझायरेबल कॅरेक्टर बी काही वेळेस हे रिमूव्ह होऊ शकतात. अनडिझायरेबल कॅरेक्टर कॅन बी इंट्रोड्यूस बाय ऑफस्प्रिंग. आणि नको असलेले सुद्धा कॅरेक्टर इंट्रोड्यूस सुद्धा होऊ शकतात. आणि दॅट्स वाय दीज आर द disadvantage of cross pollination. Now another point is pollinating agent. So what is meant by pollinating agents? The another term is agencies of pollination. So without agent, the process of pollination cannot be takes place. So basically the pollinating agents are classified into two categories. First category is called as a abiotic agent. Second is called as a biotic agent. First we can see about what is the meaning of agents. So these are the non-motile pollen grains are transferred from anther of a flower to stigma of another flower with the help of pollinating agents or a mediator such as carriers are called as a agencies of pollination. So they are differentiated into two categories. One is a abiotic and second is a biotic. So what is the meaning of abiotic agent? The pollination takes place with the help of non-living or physical factor called as abiotic agents. There are, for example, wind, another one is a water. With the help of wind, such a pollination is wind pollination. With the help of water is called as a water pollination. So another term, wind pollination, we can see in a next topic. So that is abiotic agents here. The pollination takes place with the help of wind is called as a anemophily type of pollination. What is meant by anemophily? Transfer of a pollen grains with the help of wind is called as a anemophily. The wind pollinated plants are called as a anemophilous plant. Anemophily is considered as a most premature and simplest type of pollination. So now what are the floral adaptation for anemophily? So now the first adaptation is flowers are very small and inconspicuous. Second one is absence of bright colored and fragrance. कुठल्याही प्रकारचा त्याला वास नसतो, कलर नसतो. Third is petals are small, green or highly reduced, green colored असतात. Fourth one is flowers are generally unisexual and male flowers present at the higher level. So now these are the various floral adaptation. Now another one is stamens with a tiny filament and variable answer, versatile answer. Sixth one is the pollen grains are small, smooth and light in wet. Seventh adaptation, pollen grains are produced in a large number. Eighth adaptation, style is long with feathery stigma to trap the pollen grains. And now the example of anemophily, like say for example maize, wheat, rice, corn, rye, barley, oat. Now these are the various example of the plant. Now wind is useful for to transferring the pollen grains from anther to the stigma. Such a type of pollination is referred as a anemophily. The diagram of example is a maize here. Uppermost region male inflorescence is there. It is a tassel type of inflorescence. Secondly, female inflorescence is also located here. And now these are the flowers. And now the flower, floral whorl, presence of a stamens produces a anther, and now here versatile of anther is located. So this is a good example of anemophily. An example is a maize. Another type of abiotic agents, that is called as a water. With the help of water, pollinations are carried, and now they are referred as a hydrophily. Means in another words, transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma with the help of water is called as a hydrophily. The pollinated plants are called as a hydrophilous plant. And now some adaptation, floral adaptations for hydrophily, like say for example here. Now these are the examples of floral adaptation. Vallisneria, Zoosteria, Ceratophyllums. Now these are the example of hydrophily type. So what are the floral adaptation of hydrophily? Now the first is the flowers are small, inconspicuous according to size. They are very small one. Second one is the flowers do not produces bright colored. Fragrance are absent. Nectar is also absent. Third adaptation is the flowers are generally unisexual, means both sexes are produced on different plants. Now here male and female Vallisneria is given here. So that's why they are unisexual. Pollen grains and other floral parts are also unvariable. Fifth one is in plant with submerged female flower, the pollen grains have specific gravity equal to or slightly greater than the water. So now this is one of the good characteristics of the floral adaptation of hydrophily. Now sixth one, in plant with floating female flower, the pollen grains have specific gravity less than the water. Seventh floral adaptation in hydrophily here, the changes in specific gravity are controlled by formation of one or more starch grain in a pollen grain. 8. The pollen grains may be elongated as compared to other plants. Pollen grains are elongated. Needle shaped, shape is also needle one, or oval shaped. 9th, stigma is long and sticky. In hydrophily, stigma is always long, sticky in nature. Hydrophily can be divided into two types. There are two types. One is called as a hypohydrophily. Second type is called as a epihydrophily. Now these are the two types of hydrophily. Example of hypohydrophily is Vallisneria, and now the example of epihydrophily is Ceratophyllum and Zoosteria. So first we can say about the hypohydrophily. In a hypohydrophily, pollination takes place with the help of water below the surface is called as a hypohydrophily. Second characteristics, the hydrophytes bearing submerged female flower. Third characteristics of hypohydrophily. The pollen grain is long, needle-like, without exine. Fourth characteristics is they have a same specific gravity as that of water, so that below the surface of water they can float very easily. Fifth one, the stigma is elongated and pollen grains are easily collides around it. Examples are Zoostoria ceratophyllum. So now this is an example of hypohydrophily. Vallisneria is also there. Another type is epihydrophily. What is meant by epihydrophily? When pollination occurs on the surface. Hypo means below, ep means on the surface of water, is called as a epihydrophily. An example is Vallisneria. Example is Vallisneria. In Vallisneria is a dioecious, that is male and female flower are produced on separate plant. This is the example is given here. Vallisneria is dioecious one. The flower are submerged at the time of maturity. Male flowers are detached from inflorescence and float on surface of the water. Fourth characteristics of epihydrophily, the submerged female flower have coiled long pedicel which undergo uncoiling at the time of maturity. Fifth one is they reach at the surface of water and rounded by male flower. Sixth one is the pollen grains are deposited on stigma and cross pollination are achieved. So now this is about the epihydrophily. Now another type of agent, pollinating agent, is called as a biotic agent. Biotic means, bio means living agents are there. Like say for example, with the help of insect, with the help of birds, with the help of bat. So now basically the biotic agents, the pollination is carried with the help of insect is called as a entomophily. Entomophily. The pollination takes place with the help of insect is called as a entomophily. The insect pollinated plant are called as a entomophilous plant. The common act as a carrier are moth, butterflies, beetle flies and bees, honeybees for example. And now the plant here, for example, rose, jasmine, citrum are the plant, and now from that plants pollen grains are attached on the surface of this particular pollinating agents, like say for example butterfly. Okay, these are the carriers, beetles, flies and bees. The bees are most common agents and causes about 75 to 80% of total insect pollination. It is carried with the help of bees. And now examples are jasmine, rose, citrum, bougainvillea, ocimum, तुळस म्हणतो आपण. Now pollination takes place with the help of insect. What are the adaptation of entomophilous flower? Now the first adaptation is flowers are either large and attractive. Second one, the flower size is very small, are produced in inflorescence. For example, sunflower is good example. Third adaptation is flowers are with attractive, bright colored, fragrance, nectar is there. Fourth adaptation is, in some plants, additional parts are develops to increase the beauty of the flower for attraction. And now example of these entomophilous flowers are here. For example, corona in fashion flower, calotropis, petaloid, bract in bougainvillea are the example of such a flower. Pollen grains are spiny or rough exine so that they easily attract to the legs of the insect. So with the help of legs, now transferring of the pollen grains from anther to the receptive stigma. Stigma is broad, rough with a sticky surface. Sticky surface. And now example is salvia is a good example of another entomophilous flower. Salvia and shows special mechanism to favor the mechanism in salvia flower. Flower is always bisexual. Pentamerous flower is there. The two stamens of a flower have long bifurcated connective, that is filaments is there. The upper part of the connective bears fertile anther into, while the level branch has sterile anther. Lot of insects when enter in the flower, it pushes the lower sterile and result into the upper specific anther. First of all, bend down and touches with the help of back of the insect, releasing pollen grains. When the insect twisted another flower with a mature gynoecium, pollen grains are picked up by the receptive stigma. Such a mechanism is called as a lever mechanism. So this is about the various types of adaptation of entomophilous flower. Now another type of biotic agent, pollination by birds, is called as a ornithophilia. When pollination takes place with the help of birds is called as a ornithophilia. The birds pollinated plants are called as ornithophilous plant. Example is Bignonia, bottlebrush, bombax, mulberry. Now these are the example of ornithophilia. Now what are the floral adaptation of ornithoflower? First one is, flowers are large with a thick and fleshy floral part. Corolla is tubular and funnel shaped structure in ornithophilia. Third one is, flower with bright colored corolla are orange, red, blue, yellow in color, which attract the birds for pollination. And now last one is, pollination by bat is called as a chiropterophilia, means the transfer of pollen grains with the help of bat, वटवागुळ म्हणतो आपण. Such a type of pollination is called as a chiropterophilia type of pollination, and the flower which achieving such a pollination is called as a chiropterophilous flower. Now example is here, bat. So some adaptation of chiropterophilia type of pollination. Flowers are dull colored with strong fragrance. Second one, they secretes abundant nectar. Third one is, flower produce large amount of edible pollen grain. And now examples are Anthocephalus, Kadamba tree. Second one is Adansonia, that is called as a bamboo baobab tree. And third one is sausage tree are the good example of chiropterophily type of flowers.